And until I'm gone, and when I'm gone, as long as the sun is in the sky, you'll find home.
The studio is meant for anybody who wants to make change. Art and culture and learning and growth.
I had never been surrounded by such amazing and just innovative artists with such bright and new ideas.
Most of our residents are not actually art majors. There's a wide variety of majors that they have, from engineering to the humanities to the sciences, but they all share a passion for the arts.
You're surrounded by all these other visual artists and these other fashion designers and musicians and singers. And so it's such a collaborative and a creative space and mindset that you get into.
I really wanted to go somewhere where I would be able to do all my different art stuff, and that wasn't really an option for some of the other dorms.
There's just so many art forms and it's always developing.
Artists have been the shapers of social consciousness. So the world that we live in has been designed, constructed, engineered by creative people. And I would say that young people that are coming to universities are not sure what pathways they're going to take. And what the studio can do, we can help them really understand or give them a taste or an introductory to what different forms of the art practice is about.
It's my job to make sure that everybody in the community has what they need to thrive as an individual, but also as an artist, and that the community as a whole comes together.
Dominique being there was really nice because she was just like friendly from the beginning and was always open and there if I wanted to talk about projects or settle any disputes or anything. Overall, it was just like super friendly and made me feel very at home. I feel very lucky that she was helping me to go through that transitory period in my life.
Community building is very important to the studio.
If it's not the most diverse floor on the campus, then it's pretty darn close.
You get to see so many different perspectives and so many different talents and so many different backgrounds and so many different cultures in one hallway, which is so cool.
We have 64 residents coming from very different backgrounds. So we have very targeted events and efforts to make them come together as a community. The UW-Madison is a very big campus, and so that can be very overwhelming, especially for first-year students. So what learning communities in general, and the studio in particular, can provide is sort of a channel of information when it comes to arts resources on campus, to learn where they can go to get what they need to be artists.
My practice as an artist essentially means that I will create an artistic blueprint for students to follow to help them unpack their imagination and make some of their ideas come into form.
It doesn't matter what you do, he can look at whatever art form you do and give you some kind of new insight.
We have creative spaces that our residents can use that are exclusive to them. They have 24/7 access to those spaces.
It's almost like a candy store.
One of those spaces can be used for the performative arts.
It can be a dance studio, it can be a photography area, it can be a drawing space, or a place to practice and jam out.
One of them can be used for sound and music, some sound recording as well, and one of them can be used for the visual arts, digital arts as well. Any creative impulse they have, even if it's in the middle of the night, they can stay in-house and go make their art. Showcases really are the heart and soul of the studio. Students perform music, they come together in bands that they're creating in our community, they dance, there's a lot of spoken word and poetry, there's visual art.
The atmosphere or the feeling of being at a studio showcase, for lack of other terms, is lit.
Rochi is my drag persona.
He did it for the first time at one of our studio showcases. Everybody was just blown away.
The audience at the studio performances, it's really great. They're always really supportive.
I have never written a poem before.
They're so supportive of each other. It's really very moving.
It's like a next step in your journey if you're not as comfortable with performing, because it's literally a safe space where people are cheering you on.
I was raised with all the evidence I needed to believe in something.
The students are the studio, and their experience in the studio is paramount. And it's important that when they come through this space, they get some understanding of how they can go on to be social advocates or people of influence.
It's just really encouraging to see the creativity, of course, but also the courage and the boldness in these young people, and it makes me very optimistic for our future.
If you just at least have the burning, like the passion for it, that like, man, I want to like tap into this. I want to express something. I want to show people a different side of me through art. Go for it.